address how the game plan changed and how the offensive line played, given that it was obviously juggled?
Yeah, I mean, we had to change the game plan up a little bit, but I think, the offensive line adjusted well to what we had, in for this game. And I think those guys played a great game for it being their first game. So I'm just proud of those guys and proud of the way they stepped up.
All righty, next up, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Well, Justin, related to that, how important to you was your ability to run today, to adapt to those changes? Was that your intent or just sort of how the game played out?
That's how the game played out. I think Harry was a little bit, antsy on the first drive, so the snaps were a little bit wild. But as the game went along, he got more comfortable. But so I had to make some plays with my feet today. That's going to happen in games, in big games. So whatever I have to do to, help this team win, that's what I'm going to do. And, just help us get the dub. So. Yeah.
All righty, next up, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Hey, Justin, could you walk through your first touchdown, the scramble there where you made a couple guys miss, and just sort of what you were seeing and feeling in that moment that allowed you to score?
It was a pass play. Nobody was open, so I just tried to make something happen with my feet, and I saw an opening to the right, so I just scrambled out there and just got in the end zone.
All righty, next up, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, Justin, just what was this week like for you and all of you, if the uncertainty of whether you'd be able to play and then ultimately, getting to today?
Yeah, I think this week really brought us together as a team. I think, our leadership got better this week with Coach Day being out. He challenged the leadership on the team to improve. And I think, the leaders on the team definitely stepped up and helped lead the team in practice this week. So, it was tough at first, but, we all just had to step up and we all had each other. So, the guys being out, those guys, I feel for them. I love those guys. I die for them. So I think the team responded well.
All right, next up, Tim May, Lettermen Row.
Thank you very much, Mike. Justin, just a two-parter. Number one, what did you tell yourself going into this game? You spoke of like whatever it takes and stuff, but do you remember having a big talk with yourself? And then what does it say about this team and this offense in particular, the way you guys rose to the occasion?
Pretty much me. I was just telling myself to, calm down. And, the biggest thing was to get the dub. And we went out there and did that, whether that was running the ball 30 times or passing the ball 30 times, it was, just to do anything to get the win. So we just went out there and played with toughness.
All righty, next up, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Hey, Justin, two plays stand out, the 44-yarder run by you where you stiff-arm the guy, and then a 3rd and 5 where you put your head down and got the first down. How much do you enjoy initiating contact? A lot of quarterbacks don't. Is that something you look forward to?
I don't know if I enjoy initiating contact, but I'm going to do it if I need to, So I'm not looking for contact, if I'm going to, get yards and I see guys emerging on me, of course I'm going to be smart and get down. But, if we need the first down, I'm going to, help my team out and do whatever, give my full effort and, play with toughness. And I lift a lot, so I think my body's built for it.
All righty, we have time for two more. We'll go to Doug Lamarice, Cleveland.com.
Sorry, Justin, we know in the Indiana game you threw some picks. That's unusual for you. What were the conversations like with your coaches the last couple weeks about making plays versus not taking too many risks? We saw you today throw it away a couple times. Just what was that balance like for you today?
Coach Day wasn't really on me because he knows that I messed up. He knows that I know where I need to improve on. And to be honest, those were just dumb mistakes by me last week. So I'm glad it happened. It was a great learning opportunity for me. So, especially coming into this week with, some O-line missing, I knew that we were going to have pressure and I knew that there weren't going to be good plays all the time. So I was just trying to be as smart as possible with throwing the ball away.
Thanks, Justin.
And we'll wrap it up with Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Hey, Justin, can you talk about what it was like to be without Coach Day and without Corey Dennis and maybe the time that you spent with Keenan Bailey?
Yeah, it was crazy, It kind of felt like I was almost the coach for offense at times. But, I think Just the guys with me, the leaders we have on offense. It made my job easier, you know. And Coach Keenan Bailey, he's a great coach. I mean, whatever you ask him to do, he's going to do it with full effort. I mean, making cut-ups, from going to get you food, going to get you drinks. I mean, he's going to do it. He cares about his players, and, you know, he's a great coach to have, and even a greater person to know. So I'm just glad we have him on our team.
Hey, Mike, it's Jerry. Let's go with one more for Justin, and then I got Haskell Garrett here, okay?
All righty. Excellent. Let's go Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Justin, can you give us any kind of insight just into the last week, what it was like, you know, with Coach Day and Coach Dennis both being affected by this, and with just players around you? I'm just curious, going through the testing on a day-by-day basis, was it different these last 2 weeks than it had been in previous weeks? Was there a different kind of a vibe or sort of a worry around how that was going?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that I didn't get it, but I guess it was just God looking out for me. But yeah, we had a few PCR tests. You know, we usually do our own nasal swab, but yeah, we had, I think, 3 or 4 PCR tests this week. So, but you know, the team's willing to do that. So yeah, we're just looking forward to play, and we're just glad that we got the opportunity to play today.
Justin, I'm sorry, just to clarify, you had to help lead the room a little bit more with some of your coaches out. Can you just explain that a little bit more so we get it right?
I mean, yeah. So, you know, like I said, with Coach Dennis being out, Coach Day being out, I had to step up kind of, you know, a little bit more this week. And I have no problem doing that. I actually liked it, to be honest with you. But yeah, but I'm just going to be happy when Coach Day and Coach Dennis get back next week.
All righty, Justin. Thank you very much. Have a good trip home.
That's cool.
All righty, Haskell, thank you for joining us. Congrats on a good win today, and we'll start it out with Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Appreciate it. Hey, Haskell, I know it's a deep rotation at the defensive end spots, but it just seemed like Tyreek Smith, you just kind of noticed him more out there. He seemed to be making a couple more plays than maybe he's made in the first couple of games. Can you just talk about, you know, his progression as this season is going on?
He's doing really well. You know, we're all working as a unit. Tyreek is, you know, using his abilities more to his advantage now. He's really quick, he's really fast, and we're just getting better every week and giving guys new opportunities, rotating guys, and just trying to stay fresh.
All right, next up, Patrick Murphy, 247.
Haskell, it's not every day you find the end zone, and especially on a play like that. At that point in the game, you guys, the offense was doing some things, but to get a stop like that and to get a score for you personally, what did that mean for you?
Oh, that was big. You know that we had them backed up. We needed to flip the field and just put the possession of field possession back in our hands. And you know, I was just doing my job, and I mean, I made a play. You know, big, like Coach Meyer says, big player. Good players make big plays. So I was just in the right spot at the right time.
All right, next up, Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop.
Haskell, so much of the talk before the game was about the offensive lineman out, but you guys obviously knowing that, how much of the game did the defense put on its shoulders to know that the offense may not be clicking like it normally was?
Well, throughout the week, you know, we go against the best, and losing the guys on offense, you know, those guys that go against us on the twos, when we go twos versus ones, you know, we're going against the best of the best every week. So I wasn't worried about those guys. It's just next guy up. You know, one man goes down, the next guy up. And those guys have been training their whole lives for this opportunity, and today was their day. And so wasn't really worried. We went out there and did our job. You know, everybody's been talking about how we struggled in the second half, and so we were just worried about us. The offense, I got full faith in my offense that they're going to do their job. And, you know, that's why you get recruited at our school. And when you come, you're ready.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Yeah, Haskell, congratulations. Can you talk about the feeling you might have had or this team had for Coach Johnson and how he sort of guided you through this week? I noticed you got the Gatorade bath.
I didn't even know he did. I was just celebrating with the old lineman, you know, telling him good job. And then I walked up to Coach Jay to congratulate him. And I was like, dang, you smell like Gatorade. They must have got you. So it was a big day for everybody. It was a big day for the offense, defense, all around. You know, when it's times like adversity, when people really step up, and the whole team stepped up, from everybody, the player, coaches, faculty, and staff, and even support staff. Everybody picked it up and did a little extra this weekend. It showed out on the field. So, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for a couple more. We'll go to Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Haskell, could you just kind of walk us through the touchdown and just what it means to you, especially given all that you've been through this year, to have a play like that?
Wait, could you repeat the question?
Yeah. Given all that you've been through this year, to have a play like that, score a touchdown, which is obviously a defensive lineman's dream, what does that mean to you?
Just means a lot. You know, it reassures me that I'm putting the right work in. Now I'm doing the right things. It was very emotional, and I was just happy to change the momentum of the game and to light the fire, you know, and the guys on the sideline that, you know, let's keep this thing rolling.
All right, we'll go to Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Hey, Haskell. Last game, you guys allowed negative rushing yards. This game, I think it was just over 2 yards a carry. Just what's working so well for your front seven right now defending the run?
We really proud ourselves on stopping the run. You know, our goal is to have under 100 yards a game. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it don't. But we really pride ourselves on that, and we just want to get really great on all-around defense. You know, we set the bar high for previous years, and so we just want to keep it going and move that bar and make it higher. So, yeah, we really pride ourselves on that.
And last question to Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Haskell, when was your last career interception, or have you had one before?
Yeah, somebody asked me in the locker room. The last time I had an interception or a touchdown of any sorts was in high school.
Do you ever intercept a ball in practice? Like, that was a pretty rare play.
Oh, so it was pretty weird. So literally on walkthroughs on Thursday, the ball got tipped up and I caught it and ran it back in practice. And so just fortunately it happened during the game. So it was just pretty wild.
All righty, Haskell. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good trip home.
Hey, Mike, is Day going to be on here too?
I think that's the plan, but I don't know that for sure.
I'm here now, Mike, if you want me, brother.
Yes, he is.
We ready to go?
Well, if you take him, they're going to have a hard time getting out of there.
Yeah, let's do Coach Day last after we get through Coach Johnson and everyone else, and give these guys in East Lansing a chance to get out of there.
Yeah. So, Mike, why don't you shoot me a text when you're ready to roll? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do that.
Okay, Mike, we got Coach Johnson here, and I'll still try another player or two before Coach Day then.
All righty, Coach Johnson, thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations. We will start the questioning with Tim May from Lettermen Row.
Coach Johnson, just What's going through your mind right now? You know, first African-American to lead Ohio State onto the football field as a head coach. You get the win, but just the way the team responded, just what are the thoughts going through your mind right now?
A lot of things running through my mind. The most important thing is I thought our players and our leadership of our senior did a great job the whole entire week, just keeping everybody focused and just kind of really continue to do what Coach Day has done, build a great culture, guys that believe in each other, believe in the brotherhood, and then the next man up. You know, we had some guys down today, but 17 guys out, I think we had, and our offensive line was 3 starters, and our young players stepped up and played a great game. But it was a great team effort. The coaching staff did a great job all week long and just preparing the guys for this game.
All righty. Next up, we'll go to Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Larry, how did the Gatorade bath feel, and what moment like?
Pretty cold. I'm just glad it wasn't below freezing here. I'd probably be sick. But I kind of surprised. The kids kind of set me up. That Zach Harris was talking to me, and I knew something was going on. The next thing is Coach Tupcom. But what a great moment for all of us to enjoy, and especially the guys. And I'm really happy for the players and the way they responded throughout the adversity this week.
All righty. Next up, Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Larry, I know match the hand is one of those techniques that you put in place, and I don't know, could that have been done any more perfectly than what Haskell did there in the second quarter?
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, he put his hand up, tipped the ball, and pretty athletic tip and catch your own tip. That's pretty good. But what a great story, though. And just Haskell Garrett himself. You know, here's a guy that probably lucky he's still here, but yet continue to play great football and do great things for him. So I'm very proud of where he's at right now, the things he's doing for our defense.
All right, we'll go next to Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Larry, can you just kind of speak to the emotion of the day, especially knowing that you had coaches down too, so you had to juggle that aspect of it as well?
Yeah, it was tough. No question, which is the most important. Just preparing. You know, we knew the guys were, or the coaching staff was down, but we had some guys stepped in. Coach Combs did a great job. I mean, the entire coaching staff did a good job of filling in. We call it standing the gap. When the next guy's out, somebody has to intercede for that person who's out. And I thought the staff did a great job of just standing the gap and moving us forward and getting our kids a chance to play on Saturday. And I think that's the most important thing, you know, during our whole entire week.
Alrighty, next up, Kyle Rowland, Toledo Blade.
Hey, Larry. The significance of being Ohio State's first black coach, what does that mean to you?
You know, I know someone asked me that early on, and it really just coaching one game. You know, I mean, all I'm doing is standing in the gap. You know, I didn't think about none of that. I thought about the fact that to go here, come in East Lansing and get a win. And I want to make sure when I turn it back over to Coach Day, we were 5-0. That was the biggest spot in my mind. I did not want to go back Sunday and stand in front of that team after losing the game. And so that was my focus, you know, and going into it all week long, it was never about me. It was about the team. And that's just my mindset and how I feel. You know, great honor, but just more important to just being the first is actually everything I do is for the players and the passion that we have and show for the players. That's more important than anything else I can do.
All righty, next up, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Hey, Larry, a question for you on the offensive side. With Kevin on the sideline this week, were there moments where you had to interject a little bit or went to them with a thought or an idea about the offensive planning? Or was it simply, you know, you let Kevin do the thing and you know, kind of see how things play out from there?
Yeah, we talked throughout the whole week. We felt that it was better Kevin to call the game. If he needed time, I was there. And just kind of ask questions. What do you think? You know, the time that we decide to kick a field goal, pooch kick it. We're not pooch kicking the ball, and then actually, you know, turn it over and get it back to the offense. So there was conversation during the game, but you know, he's the offensive coordinator. He called the plays, and I just kind of stay out of the way. If he needed me, I was there, but I didn't go down and say, call this play or do this. Just let him manage the game.
All right, we'll go next to Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Hey, Coach. It just seems your defensive ends of obviously that rotation is what you want to stick with, but it seems like this week Tyreek Smith kind of you could notice him a little bit more out there than maybe in past weeks. And can you just talk about his progression over this season, how he's gotten to this point?
I think, you know, you guys got to think he's only played 4 games and didn't play very much last season because he was hurt. Now he's getting a chance starting to play more games and play more snaps. And the more snaps he plays, the better he's getting. And you saw that today. And you leave him on the field with 20, 35 snaps, he's going to make a play. He's really athletic. He's got great pass rush skills. And the sky's the limit for TREY. He's got a chance to be a really special player for us.
All right, we've got time for a couple more. We'll go to Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, Larry, was there any moment today where it kind of hit you that I'm the head coach, or any moment that maybe you didn't expect being in that role?
I don't think there was a moment. I think there was a moment in the third quarter when I realized what was happening, that, we got a chance to win this game, first of all. And I was just kind of tear in my eye because I felt so great for the players, how hard they worked. They deserve opportunity to play on Saturday, and they did. And I was just happy for them because you could see it in their eyes all week long, having the opportunity to play here today. So that was the most important thing. I thought about it for a while. I said we could be canceled again, but we weren't. Our players did a great job, or taking care of themselves during the course of the week, and have a chance to play on Saturday. And I thought that was the most important thing.
All right, we'll go with two more. Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Larry, just how much did the defense need sort of an emphatic performance, maybe a bounce back performance, and then I guess sort of a 4-quarter performance too, other than a few things here and there, but to get kind of a complete performance for that side of the ball, considering where we had seen the defense the last time we were on the field?
I thought it was important. I thought kids came with a chip on their shoulder. They had something to prove, and I thought they played very well. Shut the run down. I thought the secondary played really well. Linebacker played well. They played as a unit. I think that was really key too. And they were having fun out there. When you have fun, you can fly around. And I thought that's what we did today. So it was a great moment for all those guys on defense to come back and play as well as they played today.
And then last question for Coach. We'll go to Tony Gerdeman, Buckeye Scoop.
Larry, does Justin Fields make your job as a head coach easier?
Hey, well, if you want to have a guy, you're going to coach, be the head coach for one day, you want Justin Fields with you. And so, yeah, that was pretty special. Boy, he's a special young man. Coaching the defense side of the ball, you don't get a chance to talk to those guys a lot. And this week, him and I talk a lot. What a great moment. What a great kid. Most importantly, is just a great leader. He stood in front of the team, talked to the team, and encouraged the offensive line guys, and I thought it was great. And every time I saw him walking, I felt a smile on his face. And so I knew we were in good hands.
Thank you.
All righty, Coach Johnson, thank you very much. Congratulations
Thanks,
again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll have TREY Sermon here in just a moment.
Okay, Mike, I've got TREY Sermon coming up here next, and he'll be our last student athlete then. Okay, Mike, here's TREY Sermon.
All righty. TREY, congratulations. Thanks for joining us. Let's start it out with Patrick Murphy, 247.
TREY, obviously these first 4 games haven't been as explosive as today. What worked for you today, and how did it feel to really get going for the first time in an Ohio State uniform?
Really just trusting my coaching and just trusting my ability. It was kind of the first few games, but just practicing hard, continuing to get reps, just kind of get a good feel for it. And I was able to just, again, make the most of my opportunities today.
All right, next up, we'll go to Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Hey, TREY, just what was this week like for you and for all you guys, just dealing with the uncertainty of whether or not you'd get to play and then finally getting to this point?
It was rough, but I mean, our coaches, they just tell us, I mean, it's adversity, and we're going to face it. So I mean, we have to be ready when our number's called, and we were. I mean, we always keep our motto, just fight. So when we get the chance, just fight and just take care of business.
All right, next up, Spencer Holbrook, Lettermen Row.
I definitely felt like it was going to happen. I mean, each week I just felt like I was gradually getting better, getting more in sync with the offensive line, and just getting used to just playing with those guys.
All right, we'll go next to Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Bill's on mute, so let's go to Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Trey, obviously coming off the knee surgery last year, do you feel, I guess, healthier now, being now it's December, than you felt a couple months ago? Like, how much better do you feel health-wise?
I feel great. I mean, I worked really hard during the off season, and as soon as I got here, I mean, I just put in tons of work just to make sure I was ready. And I mean, I'm feeling good.
All right, we'll go back to Bill.
Yeah, the 25-yard run that set up Justin's first touchdown, he broke, I think, 4 tackles. How important was that for you to kind of have that kind of run?
It was very important. I mean, just knowing that I can just go out there and just make those plays, just constantly just building confidence.
All right, we'll do 2 more. Go first to Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Trey, I couldn't tell for sure what that touchdown celebration was, but it seemed like maybe it was pointing at the watch like it was time. I mean, what were you going for there?
that was it. You
okay.
hit right on.
Just, you've been waiting for that opportunity, obviously, for a while. Did you have that in your mind, or is that those things come naturally? How does that work out?
Honestly, it just came naturally. I mean, it was just popped up in my head.
Thanks, Trey.
No problem.
All righty, we'll wrap Trey up with Whitney Harding, WSYX, or I'm sorry, WC.
That's all right. Hey, Trey. You talked about the chemistry with the offensive line earlier. Obviously, different guys were there today, but you still know all those guys. So how happy are you for their performance to allow you all to do what you did?
I'm really happy for those guys. I mean, they worked very hard, and they came here to play. They came here to make the most of their opportunities, and that's what they did today. I mean, they worked really hard to get where they are, and I mean, it showed today in the game.
All righty, Trey. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, and have a good trip home.
Thank you.
All right, we'll get Coach Day on here just momentarily.
Great job, Mike.
Thank you. Have a good trip back.
Good job, Jer.
Good job to Jer. All right, looks like Coach Day is on with us. So, Coach, if you just want to open it up with some thoughts on today, and then we'll have some questions for you.
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to be quick because I think this is all about the leaders. It's all about the coaches who all stepped up in a big way. Can't say enough about the leaders this week and watching the leadership and watching the way these guys played. Couldn't be any prouder and happier for them. Seeing guys like, Justin and Wyatt and Sean Wade step up, making a huge interception. Haskell Garrett with the, huge play. There was a lot of big plays that were made in that game. Watching TREY Sermon show up in a big way. It was really fun to watch. I thought Drew Crispin had 2 really big punts in the game that got down inside the 5-yard line. That was really huge. And then just the coaching staff. I mean, I couldn't, be prouder of a coaching staff to watch Larry Johnson rally the team, to Kevin Wilson this week drive the offense, Greg Stajawa with the offensive line situation, Mickey Marotti, Kerry Combs down, Craig Madison. We were down 4 full-time coaches this week. Ryan Stamper. So many people had to step up this week on the team and the staff and the coaches, and it's all about them today. And what a great statement about who we are as a culture, as our program. And again, just hats off to everybody there, and just proud. I mean, that was not easy to watch, but I was really proud to see it. And it was great to see our guys pull away at the end.
All right, we'll take just a few questions. Let's go with Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Ryan, when you talk about, the difficulty that everybody's gone through, you're not entirely out of the woods here. I don't know how much you could say, but how many players could be back? Do you have any doubts about playing next Saturday? What is the kind of the next step now as you guys try to get to the finish line?
I'm hoping we start getting some guys back. We have a big number there, and I get going here on Monday, and we get some of the coaches back, and we starting to get some of these guys back in the building. And I think that's huge. And as long as we continue to do a great job like we've done, if you look at what we've done for the last, 4 or 5 months, it's been excellent. We had this one mini outbreak that was hard. We managed it. We did a great job, and here we are. So I'm hoping that's the worst part is behind us, and we can look forward.
We'll go to Doug Lamorese, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, I asked Justin about this. He had a couple throwaways today after the Indiana game where maybe he forced a couple plays. What were the conversations like between the coaches and Justin? And were some of those throwaways today a result of maybe some of the conversations the past couple weeks?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he knows what happened in the Indiana game, and he had to sit on it. And then we don't have the Illinois game. He has to sit on it for another week. So that was not easy for him. He's so competitive. And you could just see today the way he attacked the game. Just on that one run, chasing down the guy, cutting him off on a long run. I mean, that was just amazing. Some of those creative plays he made with his feet, throws he made down the field. I thought he played really gutsy in a situation where we had to be really careful with the offensive line and what we were doing. And I thought Kevin called a great game, but Justin played gutsy. And like you said, he made great decisions. It wasn't always easy, but he threw the ball away when he needed to. And I thought he took a huge step today.
Thank you.
All right, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Ryan, I'm just asking because I'm sure fans are curious. How are you as a viewer? How did you watch this game? How did you go about it? Were you able to sit down? Did you have any food beside you? Were you grading the tape as you went along? Just walk us through mentally how you handled this.
I took a lot of notes. I yelled a lot. I got really, really excited on some other plays. Certainly Haskell's play, I was running around the house. Other ones I was screaming and yelling. It was just, it was not easy. This was, again, it's all about the team, but it was a difficult day.
All righty. We'll go to Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Hey, Ryan, from a staff standpoint, having so many guys who can't be there present, what did you reach back to sort of set the foundation for what you've done over the past week and a half as far as game planning? How did you guys, layer that together?
Yeah, we just did a lot of these Zooms right here, just like we're doing right here. This is how we met all week. We met on special teams this week. All of our position meetings were like this. So that part was good. And thank God for technology because, the coaches were able to be a part of all of those conversations, even to leading up to this morning, team meal. And so thank God for technology because that's how we did it. But so many coaches stepped up in a big way. It's one thing to be in meetings. It's another thing to put it on the field and go through practice and then motivate them to play. And I think you saw a team that was, had great energy, and that's what I saw. I saw a team that had great energy, great toughness, just enjoyed being out there, playing with each other. And so I actually saw some smiles there in the fourth quarter, which was awesome to see.
All right, we'll go Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
No position group was hit harder than the offensive line. And that's a unit that needs cohesion so much. How do you think they played, and what was that like trying to get them prepared this week?
Yeah, Coach Stud, Greg did a great job all week. And I thought watching it just from watching it the way I watched it, I thought they battled. Was it perfect? I'm sure it wasn't perfect, but they battled. And having really one guy play the same position he played the last game, that was Wyatt. Harry had to move, and some other guys were in their first start. Max, Matt, DeJuan Jones, and even I saw Enoch in there. And so it was just great to see those guys battling in there. It was good to see some young guys. Mayan run at the end. was good to see, Ronnie Hickman running around making some tackles. It was just good to see Dallas Gant, guys step up. Bryson Shaw was out there. I mean, there was some fresh faces out there, which was a good thing. And I think now we can get on the field and continue to build depth. I think it's just going to keep building this team and the character that we have.
All right, we'll go with two more. Start with Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Hey, Ryan. Justin was saying he felt like he had to maybe take his preparation a step forward or take the role that he has in the room a step forward with you and Corey out this week. I'm just curious how you saw that kind of take shape. I know you weren't in the same room as him, but how did he handle that?
Yeah, we had all our meetings leading up to practice, but once practice was going on, it was weird. It was like you just had to let him go, and that's hard. But I thought Keenan Bailey stepped in and did a really good job keeping that group together this week. But I thought Kevin Wilson was awesome. Put a lot of hard work into this week. The scout team making sure that was right, making sure the looks were right, just driving the offense. And I think Kevin Wilson deserved a lot of credit for everything that went on. But at the end of the day, players play, and Justin stepped up in a big way. And I thought he took another step in leadership too. Again, I wasn't there, but listening to different people talk, it looks like he really made himself heard. And that's a big part of being a leader. It's one thing to have yourself seen, but you got to be felt and you got to be heard. And I think he's taken more and more steps to be that leader.
All right, we'll go to Adam Rittenberg, ESPN.
Ryan, I don't know if you have any information, but do you have any sense yet on next week in the game? And have you heard anything from Gene or any sense, just because of obviously the situation at Michigan?
No, I haven't.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Kyle Rowland, Toledo Blade.
Hey, Ryan, the decision to make Larry Johnson the interim coach, did that come from you? And just what went into that decision? Why?
Yep. This was something that was made a long time ago, when he was his title as associate head coach, and had that conversation with Gene right off the bat when I took the job. You just never know what's going to happen in today's day and age. And then obviously this year we have all these contingency plans that were already been talked about since the preseason, and it's something I feel strong about. I think Larry has great leadership. Larry understands how to motivate a team. When he stands in front of the team, the guys listen. I think his leadership had a big part of really how well our team played today and the energy that they played with. And couldn't be happier for him to see him get the Gatorade bath at the end. I had a tear in my eye. I know that he's been through a lot this year. We've all been through a lot, but to see that moment for him and for this team was special.
Hey, Mike, could I hop in real quick?
Go ahead, Clay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Down the road, this is going to be seen as a special moment in Ohio State football history. A team takes off at 9:00 at night without 23 guys. They go on the road and they win 52-10. I know you have a lot of pride in what happened today. And that moment for Larry, as you said, you had a tear in your eye that he got to, he has that W maybe in the left column now.
Yeah, I mean, we take a lot of pride in being Buckeyes, and there's this so much emotion into the season, and so to see the team rally together in this moment, we certainly have a lot more football to play, but we live to see another day. And with these kind of challenges and the adversity that we've been through, I think it's a moment, and it's something that everybody needs to enjoy tonight. And then we're on to the team up north.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.